Hi, everyone. We are live, hopefully. Hold on.
Live from our homes. It's Saturday Night Book Club.
It's Late Night Special Book Club.
There we go. I was like, what do we call it more these days?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Shut up, YouTube. Okay, we're going. We're going. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so we are going to be talking about The Dragon's Bride by Katee Robert. As always, Aaron is live on the scene.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the castle in the background and everything.
I love it. I love it. It's going to be super sad tonight because I didn't do any post notes because I read this like a week ago. So we're going to be relying on my memory.
Dare you.
Which
I read it yesterday, so I might be able to help.
I finished it today.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yay! Jen, take it away. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know my opinions.
I know. I was like, wait, let's watch her freak out. I'm taking over. Oh my god.
Is it terrible that I like really compared this heavily to I Married a Lizard?
No, I did too.
No,
because
like
it had a lot of similar themes.
Yeah. The first half, I was just like pretty sure it's just a better, more well written. How do you say it? It's better than that. What happened in the last one that we did. I can't. Words are hard. I've had 2 espresso drinks today.
Maybe Jen should take over.
A total of 5 espresso shots. So my brain is trying to work faster than my mouth is, and so it's just not happening, guys. But yeah, there were I felt like a lot of similarities. I just like how Katee kind of got there originally. I mean, less so that, she had a really shitty relationship. But I also kind of like that because in a lot of these, like, not necessarily monster books, just romances, the woman's always a virgin. So I kind of like the aspect where she wasn't, like, completely clueless.
And she wasn't 18, which was nice.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Nice as well.
She was an adult.
But my problem, though, with that then is that she's in this like shitty relationship for 13 years is what the marriage was. And she seemed like within a week, she was already banging this guy. I think it was less than that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, like, even though it's touched on that she has issues, I feel like the trust to get into bed should have taken at least one of the 7 years. That's just my opinion.
1 year.
1 year? Katee Robert doesn't have that kind of time.
No. He's like, I need to get this out. Like, come on. This is not going to be a 300-page, 400-page book. It's like,
I don't know. I felt like it was so fast that I was just like, for such a traumatic, like, she's coming from such a traumatic experience. Literally, she had just, like, she didn't even watch it. The guy got murdered. Her husband, hey, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Gets murdered. And then, like, 3 days later, she's like, I love this dude. Let's bang. And I'm like, what's happening here? I'm very concerned. That happened so fast. I don't know. You know me. I love a historical romance. They don't just go right at it right away. It's always, I've touched her wrist scandalously, like 300 pages in, and I'm just like, oh my God, they basically just had sex. What just happened here?
I mean, this cover did confuse me a bit. I pictured it in like Regency times, just with the gown and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then the like credit card tracking and stuff in the beginning, I'm like, oh, okay. We're going to be transported to the fantasy land.
She's like in the real world, and it's I think there was a book before this where you meet I forget his name. Holy shit. Azazel, yes.
You said it better than I did. Go for it. Great.
Where they kind of interact in, like before the whole contract is over. So you kind of get like, okay, this is the real world, and yes, they get transported to the fantasy. Charles, if you watch my stories, you can say that you can sign up for the Who Picked This Book Club lives. You can sign up whenever you want. It's an open invitation. Okay.
The description box is in the below.
Is not banging anybody. This book is connected to her
I know, right?
Oh, her vampire series. Okay.
There's a vampire series? Say what now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah, that series is great.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Orgasmic bites. Yes, do it. But So yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Jen, because I was such a traumatic first marriage lasting so long. First of all, I'm like, Azazel, thank you for murdering him. I really appreciate it.
I was concerned that he wasn't murdered for a long time. Like, I was for sure that he was just going to pop up at the end and be like, surprise! You're not married to this guy because you're still married to me. And I would have been like, Azazel, how'd you do that to me? Why? Why you got to do me like that? Sorry, keep going.
He was unalived, and I appreciated it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's definitely where it's like you really need to, like, sometimes the shorter romance novellas where they get straight to the banking doesn't really work with that kind of traumatic experience, you know, at least, you know, in my brain. I mean, she got over it pretty quick. So, but yeah, that's one of my main things is I would have really appreciated a little bit more, maybe a little bit more angst, held out for a little bit longer, but then also more chasing and fucking before the end. I would, because we only got that one scene. Like,
yeah, we didn't get very much. I was expecting more. After your dad will do, I was literally like prepared. Everything was charged, ready to go for like
yeah.
So many scenes.
The same, Jen. The same. I was prepared.
I'm just gonna throw that out there uncomfortably for everybody. Please say my parents aren't watching. You didn't hear me.
Joe, are you watching?
They're in the other room. Hopefully they're just watching like basketball or something.
I told my mother she's not allowed to watch this, but she's probably watching.
Yeah, anything that happens on Saturday, I'm like, please don't watch.
Yeah, please don't watch.
Yeah, my husband.
I almost want to say don't watch the one on Wednesday because we're going to be talking about chapter 18, and I don't want anyone to hear about that except for you guys. So it's fine.
I'm excited to read it now because you've been so like panicked about it.
I'm very sheltered in that, like, if it was any other book, like if the book character wasn't me, I'd be like, chapter 18 comes along, I'd be like, this is what I've been waiting for in every Julianne Lindsay book. But now it's me. I'm just like, oh my God, please don't think about me. Don't discuss it with me. It's gonna be fine. It happened. Let's move on past that chapter. It's gonna be fine.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm like, hook me up with a really hot guy. I'm down. Let's go.
You know what I'm gonna do, Jen? I'm gonna print out a picture of you and cut out your face and put it on hers.
She doesn't look too far off from her.
No, she looks exactly the same. If you've ever
honestly
seen Jen with long hair, it's this person right here.
Actually, oh my God, I think I have. It's from my friend's wedding. Like, now that you say that, you keep telling everything happening here, and I'll bring up that picture, and you guys are gonna be like,
because you're gonna be like, oh my God. Okay, but okay.
I'll be able to find it pretty fast too, because it was a Facebook photo.
Oh, you probably should.
Cover photo.
But yeah, okay, so I really liked Soul. Oh,
Hold on, I think it's too bright.
Oh my God. That's wow. Yeah.
It's the same person. I don't This is literally your doppelganger.
That's scary.
We'll have to bring that picture up again.
Yeah.
I should just make that my Facebook photo for now and be like, oh my God, look at me on a cover. Okay, sorry, go ahead. We were all talking about other things. Sorry to talk about a different book on this book club. Go for it.
It's normal. We all do it.
Very normal.
We're gonna talk about this book on Wednesday. We'll get there.
I think I'm gonna reread it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Me too, but I'm ready. I want to read it too, but yeah. Okay, so I really liked it, but yeah, but like I said, I really wish it was a little bit longer. And I like Soul. Soul's really really nice guy. He was
very
nice.
Gentlemanly. I like that about him.
But she was worried that, you know, he's all big and strong and muscular, but he's actually super nice. And but yeah, I'm really like a lot interested in Azazel.
Oh my God. I thought it was just like we ended and I'm like, I really hope the next book is about him. Like, I want to know what happens with him and Eve. I have so many questions.
I know.
That one's going to be the last, I feel like.
Yeah, because we were saying this before we went live. The second book is Kraken. Third book is Gargoyle. Fourth book will probably. I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so.
There were 6 girls, so there should be 6 books in this.
I thought it was 5.
So
was there 5?
Because there's the 4 realms, and then there's the one that
Azazel.
there's Eve. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're
They are
Kraken, we
gonna
got
make us
Dragon, next is Kraken, then we have Gargoyle, and then we have Incubi and Succubi, so that, and then the Bargainer Demon Azazel. So yeah, there should be 5.
Oh, I thought you were reading them in order, and I was like, oh my god, if I have to wait until that last book, I have so many questions.
Well,
You are gonna wait.
it's gonna be, we know it's gonna be the last book. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
I'm already angry. All right, it's okay.
I like the name she chose to use too. Azazel in a lot of different religions is another word for the devil.
Oh, I didn't know that. Again, things go right over my head.
But I mean, he's a bargainer demon. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like be careful what you wish for, don't make a deal with the devil kind of thing.
Yeah.
She done made the deal with the devil. Honestly, she got the better outcome because she turned out all right.
I was really nervous about that Succubi lady that she was, I think she picked the first lady. I was just like, dang, you get it, girl, I guess. I have so many questions about how pregnancies are going to happen there, but that's for a different
Magic.
book. Like, I'm
It's
here
magic.
for it.
It's going to be magic.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll allow it.
Magic banging.
Magic banging. Okay, so I want to talk about
The fact that he's a dragon, couldn't get over it. Nope, didn't happen.
There were still scales, right? Yeah.
There were. I like that he was more humanoid. I appreciate that.
Well, so was Lizard Man. Lizard Man was bipedal.
I know, but like as soon as I was getting into like he was more humanoid, she was just like, yeah, and then he stuck his tail in my ass. I was like, nope, that's different. That's different. I mean, that's not happening.
That is just using what you've got to your advantage. I mean, if he didn't use his tail for anything, it'd be a missed opportunity, and I would be mad about it.
Yeah, what's it there for if not that? What, balance? I mean, come on.
I mean, he's on 2 legs. Balance is there. I don't need a tail. I got 2 legs. I mean,
well, he's got 2 dicks too, so he needs extra support. Tripod.
Oh,
yeah, definitely. It's heavy up front
have
there.
The counterweight for the back.
Oh my god,
that's fantastic.
I like how they just throw in there that he's got 2 penises though.
Yeah, absolutely. Because why wouldn't he? It's fine.
I honestly wanted a scene when she was able to be filled up. Like, let's just be real. We all wanted it. We all wanted it. We never got it.
Yeah, that was missed opportunity. I feel like. Yeah.
I mean, he did say in the beginning, he's like, "There's no way. Like, I would literally hurt you." I'm like, "You could work her up to it." I mean, come on.
It's not going to be the first time, of course.
No, of course not.
Right.
I mean, you get worked up to it. I mean,
but
come
5
on.
years later in that epilogue, I'm pretty sure we could have had something if it wasn't the baby. Let's get a second epilogue. Let's get an extra chapter 5 years later, then the baby chapter. Sure, great. Could have happened.
I knew the whole thing was going to be like the accidental possible pregnancy thing when the birth control was a necklace.
Right.
Honestly, like, I didn't even think it was accidental or like, you know, because like they were totally involved.
Yeah.
They were
like, it wasn't, but then they were like,
the consent was there because he was like, if you run again, I'm going to rip this off your neck. And she did. She knew. He told her point blank, if you run, I will rip this off your neck.
He hesitated, he did. And she didn't say anything. She even, we were in her point of view. She was just like, keep going. Like,
I know I should, but I didn't.
Yeah. Consent was there, no accident. It was not an accident. But then Azazel was like, "I'm gonna take her. You broke the treaty, blah blah blah." I'm like, Azazel, you are messing things up right now, okay?
I was a little upset with him at that moment. That's when I started thinking that he had some devious like side plans. I was like, okay, I already know that you have some devious side plans, but I don't know what they are. And that was the one thing I was waiting for. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen to make like the climax of everything? Like, I need to know what the problem is. Why did you have to do that? I'm sorry, okay? It's 5 shots of espresso. Technically, it's 8 in
it'd be 2 in this one.
Thank you, Aaron, for the correction. I was so wrong. The climax there. Yeah. Wait, if I get a third one for the tail. I can't do that. I have nothing. I got nothing. We lost Nicole.
She's gone.
We're not even 15 minutes in and we've already lost Nicole.
Success.
Oh my god.
I thought it was gonna be like a mob thing because I thought like Azazel was gonna like have a deal with like the guy he killed's family or something.
I thought there was gonna be something.
I thought there was gonna be like some sort of I'll bring her back to you, blah blah. Even though he's dead, like the family or whatever.
Ugh, no.
Yeah, I didn't think that he had like even though he had the blood on his hands, like in my mind, I was still like fully prepared for him to not be dead. Like Ethan, I think was his name. I thought there was like maybe he went and killed someone else, maybe he killed the wrong guy, and then like it was gonna come back in the end, like after she was pregnant, being like, look, your husband's here to collect you. And then like there was gonna be like a whole story there. Like I was going for the worst of the worst.
I know, like that never even crossed my mind. Azazel killing the wrong person. This is an amateur hour. He's been doing this for like a millennia.
Not that he killed the wrong person in like error, but like on purpose, like, oh, I'm gonna keep your husband alive and then I'm gonna use it against you for my own
devious.
I can't say the word purpose.
Well, he is the devil.
When he came back and he said he was killed, I'm like, I trust him completely. I was like, wow, thanks. That's really nice of you. Appreciate it.
Like way to tie that up real quick there.
This is perfect.
Awesome. Cozy mysteries.
Where were you 13 years ago when the whole thing started?
Yeah.
Right? Could have used this little bargain, when he first started hitting me. Thank you. God.
3 months into the marriage. Yep.
Oh, the worst. I can't believe she stayed that long, but some women feel like they're trapped, they can't get away. And but yeah, so I really liked, that's what I was going to talk about before we got sidetracked to the dragon. I was like, he was a dragon? I really liked the consent in this because even though they were doing some pretty heavy BDSM, kinks and, like choking and stuff like that. And it was still very much on the consent side. Nothing happened without both of their consent. So I really appreciated that. And but yeah, so that is there's another thing that I was just in my head when like he like had his jaws around her entire lower half when he was eating her out. I'm like,
that was one of the times
where danger to spice things up.
She liked it. She was into it. I'm actually gonna send you guys another picture of the thing that yeah, it's another thing that made me think of it, and I was like, "Oh, it's like this." Okay, got it. Awesome. So I'll send you that, so you guys can get the full experience as well.
Yeah. So what I do appreciate about that is I thought it was going to be kind of like, what is the word? Like bypass, because in my mind I was thinking like, yeah, okay. She basically talked about how his teeth were on her stomach and her ass, and I'm like pretty sure he just like made her bleed and they were gonna like brush that under the rug. But I do like that he was just like, oh yeah, look, there are little puncture wounds everywhere. At the same time, how is that
get it out, Jen.
I don't get how that could be like a turn on. I was like, that's a
no.
There's the bed of nails principle, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Some people like
there are also kinks where people are into like a lot of pain.
Yeah, there's pain play, there's blood play, there's knife.
I didn't mind the biting and the sex towards the end, but like at that point, I was just like, and then the tongue, I'm like, how far does it? There were a lot of things I was very concerned about.
And it's all clear.
Yes. Whatever the anatomy
as far
requires.
as it needs to go. Yeah,
exactly. And I don't like the forked tongue. I was just like, what's happening?
Very dexterous. It's very dexterous. It can do lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at the pros, Jen. Don't think about how weird it looks. Just think about what it does to you and how you couldn't do that if you were with a normal guy.
True, but I was like trying to imagine it in my mind, and I couldn't get out of my mind. Like, yeah, it's like a literal dragon.
Not a literal dragon. Not a literal dragon. He's walking around. He ain't got no wings. He's walking around on 2 legs. He's not a literal.
That's what I was waiting for. The wings to pop out. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
I sent that one picture to you guys on Twitter, so you guys can look at it and be
on it,
just immersed. But yeah, I really did. The only thing literally wrong with this book is that it was so short. I wanted more. That's it. But
content warning. Show me.
Content warning. Show me.
Hold on.
No comment.
What's happening? Include sensitive content. I don't care. Show it to me. Why won't you? It's not showing me anything.
Jen's phone has a nanny built into it.
I know. Jen's phone's like, you shouldn't be looking at this.
Yeah.
It says change. Why can't I change my sensitive warning? I'm old enough to see it.
I'm old enough to see it.
How do I do this? Someone that
call
does
out,
Twitter.
Call out to your parents to unlock your device.
Call out to your parents.
How can I don't get this?
Hold on,
Where
Jen.
are
Let
my
me just
settings?
get the picture for you. Oh my God,
Oh
I
my
didn't realize you'd be having this much trouble.
I didn't think it would be that bad. Content you see, all of it. Show me all of it. Seriously, where are like the age things on this? Why does it have to be like sensitive content? Like hide something? Seriously, how do I turn that off?
I don't know.
Block. Do you have to click on the picture to see it? Oh my gosh, there's a cat in here. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
all over
I
the
just
place.
sent you the photo. Okay.
That might make it a lot easier.
Oh my
Lord,
God.
Jen.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I mean that's kind of but I imagine much more mouth on there.
Yeah, a lot of more mouth. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
A lot more.
I have to be
No
really
comment.
fast because this cat can't let herself out 1 second.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Jen. So funny.
I'm just personally not into like the breeding kink, but at least I knew that before I went
Oh,
into it. Yeah.
And she's really good at listing, like all the trigger warnings are there.
Oh,
You
it's
just
very
have to look for
appreciated.
it. So it's
Mhm.
So I
What
know
I
a lot
missed?
of trigger warnings.
Trigger warnings for what?
Like, well, it's not necessarily a trigger warning, but it's like a content warning of what kind of tropes and kinks are in here. So like Alicia was saying that she didn't particularly like breeding kink.
Just in general. It's not just her books. It's just in general. It's
In
just
general. Okay. Yeah.
Succubus has breeding kink in it. Sorry.
But I know that, like, I expect that going in with monsters.
Yeah.
Or smut, whatever you want to call it.
That's true.
That it's, but like, I don't like it when it's just like thrown in a book and you're like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even connect. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But
especially when the
it was
characters
kind of,
are like 18, and I'm like, ew.
it's kind of like, it was just kind of like implied, just because a part of
Yeah.
her contract was like, if there's a child involved, you got to leave it behind, which was rude.
Yeah. Well, and
there should be a clause in there where we're like, well, what if I want to stay? Are you going to kick me out at 7 years? Rude.
Right. That was my
Right,
only.
yeah.
There should be something.
Well, and then he mentioned it when she went back to the castle in the end, and she's like, oh yeah, like if you wanted to stay, like you could have stayed. And I was like, that should have been in the fine print, like, hey, side warning, like if you want to stay, like if you're starting to enjoy your time here, feel free to stay. Because I feel like had that been in the fine print, they probably would have had a conversation about kids much sooner, and they would have honestly, none of the climax would have happened. I got both of them in there. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
I followed the rules of the live.
Not a good enough reason to use the word climax.
I did this and I did it, so it was.
And then also, that's another thing that I kind of wish that when Azazel like took her after that whole, like ripped her consumption or prevention necklace thingy off, like he should have talked to her. It's just like, you shouldn't have just like taken her and like locked her in her room basically, and she was just like, she obviously is saying that she wants to stay, like, and she's telling you that the contract wasn't broken. It's like, so Azazel, thanks for trying to protect me, but you're slightly overreacting.
But I think for him, and she did a good job explaining this, is that for him, a contract is like literally everyone has to be protected.
Right.
I would rather be over cautious than under cautious. So I appreciated it, but at the same time, I was like, listen, they were in the middle of a conversation and you needed to give them like 5 minutes to have this. So
yeah.
Stay out.
I didn't like how, like, I understood why, but I didn't like how he was like, well, you're my property. I have to worry what happens to you. And I'm just like, ew.
Because of the contract.
Yeah. Like, ugh.
Yeah. It's very much like just like contractual, like,
yeah.
things. You know, it's just like she is basically considered property. But you know, she likes it there. Like I said, she turned out very well.
Yeah.
Very well. But
even after a month, they already said I love you. That didn't bother me because at that point I was like, well, and I did like that there were still issues and like PTSD that she was experiencing, so they didn't just kind of brush it under the rug.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like you could have had like, oh, a month later after we've been kind of like hanging out in the library together, like we had this nice little moment. And I think that and I should probably do more research into this, but it was probably a little bit of a Beauty and the Beast like retelling in a sense. And they made a comment about it in the book. So in my mind, I was just like, well, in that instance, just like have those little scene moments and then have like more time pass and then like kind of pick up where they were. Cause you could still, that would help with the length of the book too. Like if you wanted a little bit more, just having a few more of those moments as they build a relationship, even 6 months, like 6 months might help her kind of break out of that just like traumatized thing, being like, okay, well, this guy's really done nothing to I shouldn't even say harm me, but
you didn't always have to be on her toes.
Like she would be able to kind of relax a little bit, and then it would have made more sense for me. And I get that this is just sometimes like it's an insta love thing, but I can't get over that, and I don't know why, and I'm sorry. But I'm also not sorry because that's just me.
That's totally valid. Don't apologize. But yeah, that's totally agree. Yeah, for sure. Especially just because of her circumstance. So, like if she didn't come from that circumstance, she would honestly, it's like if she didn't come from that kind of circumstance, she would have no reason to make the bargain with Azazel. So it's like she needed to have that kind of something to push her. But yeah, it's just the length and the pacing issue.
But we could have been like, it could have been the first 3 months and first year into the marriage, like he had started to become abusive and been like, listen, I need out. Like I feel like 13 years is a long time, and that just sets up a certain trauma in my mind that like that's going to take longer to get over versus if it was the first year with her being like, okay, listen, like I know that this isn't right, but I need to get out of this situation. I don't know.
It needed to be long enough where she was more desperate, but yeah, 13 years is really a long time to get over, you know, that kind of trauma. But everybody handles trauma. Everybody gets over trauma differently.
Yeah.
So it's just like this worked for her. And I guess Saul was really good at, you know, just putting it out there that, you know, like she can trust him. Like she was safe with him, even though they were kind of getting, you know, pretty rough in their sexual activities. But yeah, it's Katee Robert. I love it. She knows how to tell us a great story. Can't wait for the next one.
I know. I'm excited about the next one. Yeah.
And the cover is
when the next one's coming out?
October.
You can pre-order it now.
Yeah, I think it's.
All right, cool.
I think it's October.
Okay.
Well, that's fitting if it's the character that it's going to be.
I think so. Let me pull up Amazon real quick.
I kind of got some How to Love Your Duke in 10 Days vibes with him and like the protectiveness, like, oh, she was wronged when like after they found out, like he had an immediate want to protect her, and I was just like, you don't even know this guy and you already want to kill him. I'm like, I love that about you.
I love it.
That all except like right away I'm just like, yeah, sure, of course he wants to protect his lady, like someone offended her, time to kill him, like let's disembowel this bitch.
It is
like,
out.
I mean, he's a dragon. So.
It is out October 11th. So
October 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got
we already have a cover.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I prefer that cover, honestly. I love them both.
I like them. I like them all. Yes, give it to me. Give it to me.
Just think this guy had one tail. This guy's got 8 tentacles. It could be, who knows?
I swear, there better be a certain scene with the tentacles. Otherwise, I'm going to be upset.
You know there is.
You know she's going to do it.
She's going to do it because she's
It's
Katee
Katee
Robert.
If it was somebody else, like,
it
might be, but she's going to do it.
Yeah. All the tentacles better be in play. You know, holding hands, legs.
Oh yeah, like that could be some good BDSM stuff right there.
Yep.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. It's like, why have them if you're not going to use them?
Mhm.
Exactly.
All right. Did you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
We talked about that really fast. Is this really it? Someone talk to me. What's
Well-
happening in the chat? Nobody's here.
There's
Except for
there's
Charles.
7 people watching.
7.
Y'all
Everyone's
can
too
talk.
embarrassed to
I know,
talk
they're
about it. Yeah.
CP.
Oh my gosh.
my
They're clutching.
girl.
They're clutching their pearls.
Yeah, you can talk about it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's probably so hilarious that I don't have YouTube up, and there probably people are talking, but it's just like flagged. Like, do you want them to say penis on your channel? Do you want them?
Yes,
It's
I
so
do.
funny. Sometimes it could
Yes.
flag you for not even like bad words. Like I said something in somebody's chat and it flagged me and it wasn't even
Oh.
anything bad. It was like,
Rude.
Yep.
why?
That's
Nope.
possible, people. All right. I didn't realize that certain words would stop people from.
No, but nobody else is talking. It's fine. Well, it is a shorter book. We have been literally talking about nothing but the book. We did have that little 2-minute
true.
tangent for the 30 minutes. I mean,
True.
I feel
True.
like we talked about all the things that could be talked about. I mean,
True.
again, I did not do post-it notes because I'm a terrible human being, and I apologize.
Well, it was hard to do post-it notes too with this one because it was so short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a lot of like the sex stuff.
And then Soul saying something
Yeah.
sweet and being like,
Yeah, I think I do want to go back and look at his like because he did have a lot of sweet stuff that he said.
He
to
was
Mama.
really sweet.
Gosh,
I
You
love a cinnamon
gentle
roll
giant.
hero. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. But then when he okay, another thing I want to the mating frenzy, the mating
Oh,
frenzy.
I wanted that
No
more.
one else was allowed to be around.
Yeah. Right.
I love that part. I
that.
was like, I'm in.
I love that. I was just like, okay, I'm making a note. Mating frenzy.
Yeah. I like that.
Mhm.
That was kind of like a hunger like no other vibe
Yes.
there, right? Wasn't there a moment like that with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I still
love
have to
it.
read that book.
You haven't read that book?
No, I have it. I haven't read it yet.
It starts
Read
out rough. I'll just.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's the first
Well,
book.
It came out in the early 90s, didn't it? Mid
I wouldn't
90s?
say
so.
early 90s. I'd probably say early 2000s. Let me look it up because I actually don't know. But
But I heard
it's-
that it was issues because it was.
Yeah,
It's
there's
definitely
some
like-
dub con in the beginning.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. It's like situation. It's like a dubious consent where it's just like, oh, we have to because we're mates, and she's like, no, not really.
Is this the one where he chews off his arm or his leg to get to her?
Yes,
Yes, right at the beginning. Yeah.
he is captured, and he literally smells her, and he's like, "That's my mate. I have to go," and chews off his arm. It was published in 2006, so
Okay.
early stuff. Yeah.
I have
But
And like half face on it. I have the British cover.
Huh?
It's like a black cover with like half of a profile on it. It's the UK cover.
your copy,
okay.
you mean?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, because I have the original copy. But yeah, I'm finally caught up with that series. I just have to read Monroe, so it's always exciting.
I haven't
this-
heard good things about it. That's
I have
amazing.
this
That's the
cover.
cover I've been trying to find, and the only one that I could find.
I'll keep an eye out for you because I see this book all the time.
Yay!
Now that I
Thrift
said
stores
that,
a lot.
I'm not going.
You're not
Right.
gonna find it for 6
Yeah.
months. Mhm.
Got to make a note that I will look out for.
I still have to
Yeah.
send those couple of books to you, Aaron. I keep on forgetting.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I know they're over here in a pile for a reason, and I keep on forgetting to send them.
You mean this book right
Okay.
here? Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Wow, Jen.
It made the cut. I was honestly, when I was looking at it, I'm like, I had that book, and I'm like, did I keep it? Did I not keep it? I was like,
You gotta
And
keep
I'm
it
like,
just for the cover alone.
She
Like,
got rid of like 8 boxes of books, and did she bring
10.
them over to see if I could have some? No, she didn't. She took them to freaking Bookman's.
do you know how much
Well-
money I have at Bookman's right now?
So much. I don't even want to talk to you right now. Is that what you
I actually
want?
bought-
Money? I will give you money. It's
I
fine.
actually bought a brand new book from there. I bought 3 brand new books
A
from there. 'cause
brand
I
new
was just
book?
like, I'm
Wow.
Yeah,
rolling
they
the dough
sell
here.
brand new books now too at our Bookman's. So
what ones?
The from Blood and Ash, because I couldn't
Oh,
find them
wow.
anywhere else, and I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take these while I have the chance.
you didn't buy them on Amazon, or did you not want to?
Honestly, they were about the same price.
That makes sense.
Because by the time I bought them on Amazon, I would have had tax, and with store credit, they don't charge you tax, so it was basically the same.
Yeah.
In the way that I looked at it in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. 100%.
So.
All right, everybody. Since no one in the chat is talking, our next live show is going to be for Accidental Witness by Julie Ann Lindsay.
I don't have my copy with me at the moment.
That's okay.
I have it in my bedroom because it's
I've got it
on
on my
my
close
file.
up.
Got it. I thought you didn't have the book at all, and I was
No,
like,
I have it. It's just up next to my bed because it's my next read that I have to read.
Yeah, that's going to be
It's
this
so
coming
good.
Wednesday. It's not going to be, you know, another week from now, this coming Wednesday. So we'll be
Thanks, and
talking
sorry all
about
at the same
that.
time.
If you want to take a screenshot. Yay!
Love it so much.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.
Have a good one.